Bogota really is the worst city in Colombia. I honestly hate this city. It's terrible. Why? And if you have never been there, why you should never go there, or maybe maximum like for 2-3 day layover, that you're gonna find out in this video. First of all, I know it's a kind of disrespectful title, so don't take it too personal. I'm gonna provide you in this video with my opinion, but some things are just hard facts. So let's just start right into why I'm recording this video out of Medellin and not out of Bogota. First, to me, I have been 18 months in total in Colombia, first time 2018, and I have visited Bogota 4 times in my life, and I'm very glad that I didn't have to spend much more time there. It's really, apparently there are some people who do like the city, but I have not a single point why I would agree with that. So first of all, I do really like Rolos because the character of these people is great. I mean, Colombians are great. Colombia is great, so don't take me wrong. But I really don't understand why there are living so many people. I mean, it's by far the city where the most people live in, and it's by far the most terrible city. Compared to Medellin, I just don't see any reason why someone should decide to choose Bogota instead of Medellin, especially if you are foreign and you have just all the choices. So if you plan your trip, now let's get into why you shouldn't spend much time in Bogota. First of all, it's the security. Bogota is a lot more dangerous as it is here in Medellin. That's not just my personal opinion, that's backed by facts. Also, I had a friend who lived a half year there, 2 years here, and it's just, you have to be a lot more cautious around Bogota. Then for me, one of the most important things as a German is the weather, of course. Here we have the city of never-ending spring with 22 to 24 degrees every day as an average per year. In the summer seasons you have it more, most likely 28 degrees. In Bogota it's 13 to 15, and 13 to 15 including clouds and most likely rain. If it's sunny or maybe a bit less cloudy, then it's mostly in the mornings when normal people have to work. On top of that, you have no seasons, so the weather stays like that every day a year. So for me, it's even worse than in Germany because we do have the summer. The summer is absolutely great. It's daylight on the peak till 11. Here it's daylight till maybe 6:30. So Bogota is on an extreme high altitude. So the air to breathe isn't, you have to get used to that. And on top of that, it's pretty cold, pretty rainy, pretty cloudy, and that every single day of the year. So not just the city is, like the climate is pretty dark and depressing, it is also the city themselves, because here you can just see how much green there is. Like, I'm just heading over to a park now. In Medellin, it's just insane. For me, it's the greenish city in the world I have ever seen, and I have seen 37 countries in my life during traveling of 4.5 years. And Bogota is just a very, very gray and depressing city. Like, they have a huge graffiti culture, which I actually do like, but it's just the buildings look awful. Like, they look awful, gray. There's no real architecture like it is here. Here you have like a lot of open buildings with plants integrated into it, like special shapes, and that's just really overall for the city look of Bogota is just not common. On top of that, here, that's a really big thing for Colombians. They have a metro in Medellin, but the traffic is just terrible. I mean, the traffic isn't really good here. I have a motorcycle, I own it, I drive here every day, and the rush hour times I really try to avoid them. But here they have a functioning metro, like a train system, which is extremely helpful and beneficial. In Bogota, you can really not move around. Like, it's terrible. Like, the traffic is really, you can't stand it. If you live there too long, it's just even more noisy than it is usually in Colombia. Like, Colombian cities have one problem, that noise, like for us foreigners, we are more sensible to it. You see here as an example, like these buses, and if you live close to a main road, it's insane. Like the horns, the buses, the absolute gigantic heavy trucks. It's just a very, very, very noisy city in Bogota on top of that. So that alone are hard facts, not even like my personal opinion. And that alone would be enough for me to avoid the city like forever. Like the only benefits I do see in Bogota is that people are actually great. I mean, it's more like European influence, if you want to take it like this. So the people, the behavior of the people is definitely a bit more independent. So it's just a bit more work orientated. If you want to be very superficial, it's at the coast, it's more a slow life. People work slower. In Medellin, it's kind of the middle, but fun is definitely here a priority. It's a very vibrant city. People go out a lot. And in Bogota, it's definitely more work. So you can see it. People are more stressed. People look less happy. People are less kind. For me, actually, that is a good thing because I like a direct communication. That's something. That's what I said. Like I do like the values of the people in Bogota. They have more things in common from my culture, where I come from. It's a bit more European. So it's a bit. The word has a bit more weight as it has here per average. So people are a bit more. It feels like more honest, more direct. Especially more punctual, and especially the women, I feel like are more independent. But I mean, they have also more independent-like thinking. That's something I appreciate a lot in Bogota. And of course, they have the much better techno scene as they have it here, like the best techno scene of the country. They have the best clubs of the country. That's something I really do not want to deny. So definitely also for the dating scene, it's good because they're living the most people, and they're people coming from everywhere because, of course, you have better opportunities in Medellin or Bogota because they provide a lot of opportunities for business, for higher careers. So if you want to work and find a good job, Bogota is definitely for Colombians a good address, but I just can't think about any reason. I mean, if I see the work-life balance, I just don't see a single point for Bogota. It's just shit. Like honestly, this city, the vibe in the city, it just feels shit. It just feels sketchy. I mean, I have lived in Santa Barbara, if I remember correctly. I really like this neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood, but you cannot just stay all your life in your neighborhood. You have to move around. You have to go to work. Then you have to participate in the traffic. You go to other areas, and it's just too big. It doesn't feel nice. Like Bogota just feels terrible. And you look out of the car and everything is just dark and gray and depressing. Also the style, you can definitely see that Bogota people on average are a bit more like I would say in Berlin, like more Gothic influenced, like the style is more dark. Here the style is definitely more vibrant. Of course, people have less clothes on because it's always hot. So I don't know, I just feel this is like the sunshine state, like California in America, if you want to take it like this. And people's behavior is just different. Everything is just, more based on fun and having a good time here. Doing in Bogota, it's more based on, work. Maybe also efficiency and all those kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Guys, correct me if you do like Bogota, because I have already made, like 2 years ago, a video about it in German, and I got really hated for that because apparently there are a lot of people who kind of defend Bogota with their life, and I'm not talking about Colombians. I do understand that more, especially if you grow up there and it's just the place where you feel home. You maybe want to defend your home. Cannot everyone be like me, who's bashing the home? Like not all of it, but I do understand that. Colombians are proud people. Colombians love their country, and you don't want a foreigner to talk shit about your country because you could just think like, hey, what are you doing here? Like you could just leave, go back where you come from. I get it. Don't get me wrong. But what I don't get is like the really hard facts why you would choose Bogota about another city in Colombia, because you have so many great places. If you just choose Medellin or maybe Bucaramanga or even Manizales or Pereira, I do see a lot like more benefits for a work-life balance, for the feeling yeah, for the vibes. As I said, correct me, don't get me too wrong. Don't hate me, I love Colombia, as probably you do. But I hate Bogota, and this fact will never change. Like, I will never get a different opinion about it. Doesn't matter if I would spend there 2 months, I would probably just hate it more. And that's also, yeah, I have never met anyone who said, I love Bogota. Like, beside of Colombians. Of course, Rolas and Paisas have this ongoing war where kind of everyone knows Medellin is the better city. Medellin, yeah, Antioquia is just, yeah, more the place to be. But of course, Bogota is the capital. So, yeah, it just feels like this ongoing war where people always have to defend their homes. It's a bit, yeah, maybe too emotional, this topic. So, yeah, maybe just your opinion, write it in the comments. Try to be maybe a little bit less emotional, maybe back me more with like some real critic and yeah, some hard facts, like some good things about Bogota I might not see at this point. I'm always open. Maybe you're gonna correct me with some things. If not, I hope you stay, yeah, healthy. Subscribe to this channel, and I do have a Colombian guide where I give you the best advisement about the country, especially focused on Medellin. It's really cheap, it just costs €39. Just contact me on my Instagram on phil.mvn.